So, you cannot imagine how long I was waiting for that exact moment. That took a long, but to reward you that long break from battle reports on this channel, I decided to start some kind of tournament between 4 of my warbands I actually have. So this episode is a first of a series where Trench Pilgrims, or to be more specific, Cavalcade of the 10th Plague subfaction, fight against the Black Grail, or to be again more specific, Dirge of the Great Hegemony. Those that Trench Pilgrims get their revenge, or those Plague Knights prove they are too tough to die again. Let's just find out. So, the Cavalcade of the 10th Plague. In this I wanted to fit like everything. Allied troops, which are essential for pilgrims, and also my old miniatures, which are those pilgrims with bolt action rifles. Not the best option what we all could observe at the mentioned first battle report, but well, I wanted to fill those anyway, so I just bumped their capabilities with some flails and incendiary grenades to make them a bit scarier in close range. There are 2 shotguns as well and also 1 sniper rifle. War Prophet has an auto pistol with incendiary ammunition, which works well with his loudspeaker ability, because now he can shoot all his shots and surge into combat with a loudspeaker to maximize amount of damage he can deal. Communicant is kinda simple with trench, shield and greatsword, and the castigator with greatsword, shield and some additions like grenades and martyrdom pills. There is also an observer, a mercenary. What is scary in that list? Well, hard to say, it is kinda well balanced list with all kind of stuff. There is melee hitting power with communicant, there is proper shooting with a sniper, punt gun and a flaming pistol, there are numbers, there is some armor, all stuff. And that is what should scare that poor Grail members. Yeah, what about that Grail? Well, they are kinda the opposite, because there is not that much models on the field. Only 8, with 3 Plague Knights, which one is the Executor, 2 Corpse Guard and 3 Thralls with Viscera Cannons. Speaking short, this is kinda experimental list with a lot of high quality shooting involved, like for example machine gun on Executor, or anti-material rifle on 1 Lamenter. Even that 3 Viscera cannons are scary, but the strongest thing is still a machine gun, because his firepower is improved by 2 Grail devotees. He can take 3 shots with +2 range and also +2 to all results of an injury roll. That sounds OP? Well, for me it is. Most disadvantage in case of that faction are numbers, but I'm not that scared of morale, to be honest. There is a banner and a field shrine, so technically 6 of those guys have to die to force morale roll. Not that bad at all. We are playing on the Haunted Graveyard terrain set, so yeah, that is not perfect for Trench Crusade setup, but I'm actually working on better fitting table. It has to be like that for some time. We are playing Claim No Man's Land scenario with 5 objectives, where 1 is at the middle of the board. Dirge lost a roll-off and they take that closer table edge and split their forces into 3 groups. Left flank is held by a single knight with anti-material rifle and a Thrall, middle with HMG, Thrall and the Corpse Guard with a banner, and right wing with a melee knight, musician and another Thrall. Cavalcade decide to place most of their forces at the left side of the table. No, at the right side of the table, looking from Grail perspective. There is Communicant, Castigator, War Prophet, Pandgant, Musician and some troops. On the left there is Observer with some light support, and Sniper Rifleman at the top of that bell tower. Because of less model count, Grail starts a game with their melee knight activation, who just dashes and moves forward. In answer, Trench Pilgrims moves with a shotgun guy and shots at that melee knight, causing a blood marker. Dirge moves and dashes with a knight at the left flank, but fails to shoot at the sniper on the top of a bell tower. Sniper returns fire, but again without any hits. Dirge Musician also moves forward. Same here for one of the Pilgrims, Rifleman, but in that case there was a fire dash roll, and because of lack of cover he takes shot from a middle Viscera cannon, which makes him down. Another Rifleman moves forward, as well as a Dirge Ensign, and that another Pilgrim who is able to dash as well. Not that much of a fighting at that point, but that machine gun activates. Executor moves forward and shots at that Pilgrim on the middle. He kills one, but does not really do much with following two shots. Another shotgun Pilgrim moves at the left side of the table, and he is able to shoot at the Lamenter. But even with that insane roll, he just does one blood marker, nothing more. Dirge answers way better. Left Viscera cannon kills that poor shotgun guy with a one shot, but he is replaced really quickly by another expendable Pilgrim with a bolt action rifle. Now Viscera cannon moves on the right and Observer on the left. And after all Dirge models were activated, War Prophet launches his loudspeaker and surges forward all allied warriors of Cavalcade. Castigator dashes afterward and throws his flaming nade at the melee knight. He barely makes him down and rolls perfect for charging, which gives him also an opportunity to deal some damage in melee. And, well, Prone Knight has 3 blood markers on him, which means there is a chance for activating Bloodbath. As if that wasn't enough, that Castigator also rolls a crit, which gives him additional dice for injury. But that doesn't really matter. With such rolling, he would kill that knight anyway. Massive victory for Cavalcade here. Well, after that I made a mistake and activated War Prophet again. I just forget he used his loudspeaker previously, but that doesn't really matter. It is exactly the same story if I would move him after that use of special ability. What matters that the result? He killed a musician and downed a Viscera cannon, which means that Dirge right flank has been completely obliterated. Well, at the beginning that turn matched my expectations. Grail Knights managed to obtain few low value kills, but after that loudspeaker, well you see what happened, right? That game right now is a good example of how numbers work in Trench Crusade. because, well, Trench Pilgrims moved only chaff, and all that firepower of the Black Grail could aim at that chaff. And after ended their turn, the turn of the Trench Pilgrims just began, with that loudspeaker and all that allied troops. Second turn starts kinda obvious, with a machine gun activation. He can still flip that game with one proper shooting sequence, but, well, not this time. I mean, he was able to kill that war prophet, but I'm not that sure is that good enough. In the answer, Castigator moves forward but misses his nade and gives a trial opportunity to stand up. What Castigator could not achieve, Punt Gun does. He kills Cannon Carrier rather easily. Sadly, he dies shortly after from another Viscera Cannon, which notes second kill in the game. At the left side, another Viscera Cannon shoots at the Rifleman, but without successes, and he also takes shot from a sniper rifle and takes a blood marker. Now there is a lot of going on the left side, where Observer charges at the Lamenter Rifleman. He makes him down with his first attack, but misses the second, which gives the knight opportunity to stand up and fight back. He hits well, but deals only one blood marker there. After that, there was some insignificant movements, especially on the middle, where Corpse Guard scored some points for Dirge. Well, maybe I could complain about that machine gun who, well, he did something, at least, in comparison to two other guys. That machine gun killed one poor pilgrim with bolt action rifle and also managed to kill War Prophet, a leader, a high value unit. So at that point, that colossal advantage of a Trench Pilgrim is still intact. Well, maybe a little, but really nothing to worry about. Third turn starts exactly the same as the second, with activation of machine gun. He shoots all his shots at the Castigator, who is MVP at that point probably, but manages to make him down only. He stands up straight after that and throws grenade at the Executor, but without any successes. Middle Viscera Cannon shoots back, but deals only 1 damage to that Castigator. He takes 3 damage to multiply same amount to the enemy, which is special ability of a Viscera Cannon. Then Communicant tries to kill that machine gunner, but again without successes. On the other side of the board, another round of duel between Lamenter and Observer starts. Dirge Knight decides he will leave a combat, giving Observer chance to hit him. There was some damage done, but armor saves a knight from any major injuries, and he is able to shoot at the close range at his enemy. But he misses again. Third turn and still no hits for him. Terrible. But that observer does not really do better. He notes 2 misses on his melee attacks, which is also terrible. Left Viscera Cannon decides to shoot at the communicant who is in combat with Executor, and yeah, he shoots his ally instead. Armor saves the day for Executor. There were also some combat at the middle, but because of that fence, no one noticed any hits, and that middle objective is not captured by anyone. Well, there were some successes at the second turn on the side of the Black Grail, but at the third there is absolutely no moving forward. Center is moving backwards, left flank is moving backwards and does not do any killing. Now, fourth turn and we have exactly same start. Executor moves out of combat, provoking occasional attack, and that almost ends bad because I almost forget about Undead Fortitude special rule for the Executor. This special rule saves the knight this time and he is able to shoot at the damned castigator. Hits him once and deals some damage, then misses and decides to invest all cost blood markers to finally finish this MVP guy, but well, it is impossible with such rolling. Now it is time for Castigator to make his revenge. He hits with an 8 but deals only 1 blood marker on the Executor. Viscera Cannon aims at the communicant and because of critical success it almost kills that hero, but armor saves him this time. He immediately stands up, dusts himself off and charges at the Executor. Lands a hit but is not able to penetrate an armor to kill him. There is a lot of repetitiveness in this game, so on the left side we have exactly the same story as like last time. Lamenter moves out of combat, provoking occasional attacks, but those do not do that much, and Lamenter is able to shoot, but misses again. After that, Observer charges again, but he does nothing. Left Viscera Cannon shoots again at the Castigator, hits and multiplies damage. At the middle we have Deadlock again, and at the end of the turn Sniper shoots at Viscera Cannon and uses all blood markers inflicted on him, but with such a rolling he cannot do much anyway. Well, I do not have much to tell you at that point. We all know what exactly is going. The game is technically lost and the Black Grail is trying to do at least some killing. Fifth turn, and this time Executor decides to fight in melee. He hits and kills Communicant, but he is tough enough to survive that killing blow and is down instead. He stands up immediately but misses his attack. Viscera Cannon shoots at the Castigator, but even with all blood markers spent, he cannot even make him down, which gives that hero a chance to revenge. He charges at the Executor, swings his greatsword, doing what Communicant wasn't able to. The leader of a Dirge is dead. At the left remaining knight is trying to repeat the steps from previous turns, but this time he is not lucky enough. Observer manages to kill him with his occasional attacks. And that is technically a game. At the last turn, Castigator kills middle Thrall and the game ends with a score of 19-1 for Cavalcade of the 10th Plague. And I have to admit, I made a mistake at the end, because that Executor has also tough special rule, so he should survive that killing blow. And I tried to play 6 turns with Executor alive, but that doesn't really matter. He tried to fight against that Castigator, but with a simple Plague Blade he just did do nothing. So yeah, I think that doesn't really matter at that point. So, what can I tell you guys? Trench Pilgrims get their revenge. This is for sure. And that is really surprising to me, I gotta be honest. I was really scared of that range potential of Dirge, but machine gun was struggling to damage anyone, and the anti-material rifle did not even hit once in entire game. I know there was not that much of a range bonuses, but still, one shot should be done at least. And that might end the life of that poor observer pretty easy. But it did not. Same story with Castigator, who survived such a massive cannonade. I should probably do it a bit different as a Grail and wait for that bloodbath, but I was kinda in a rush. Dirge was behind all the time and they needed to chase the result and make some risky choices, which I made those. Second thought is that game was a game where kinda well balanced, solid competitive list was fighting against experimental risky one, and the results is kinda typical for such a tally. The competitive list just obliterated that experimental one, and that's, well, that should be kinda expected, right? Anyway, the game was fun, even though there was a lot of repetitiveness in that. Hoping you like it. There is still some room for improvement in case of lighting, but I just bought another softbox to make it even better, so yeah, it should be better next time. Second bulb is a bit too warm, which is visible on the record, so there is also some changes needed there, I think. And maybe something for background to cover all that pipes, walls, etc. Either way, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one, where Trench Ghost will fight against Rangers.